Another exciting Beanpot game. Disappointing one that we came up on the short end, but give a lot of credit to Harvard for the pace and the speed they played at. We did our best to make a game of it. Got some real good goaltending from Kate Stewart. I think the kids got grounded in the second period, played a pretty even second period, then maybe let things slip away a bit in the third. Some of it might have been our doing, but some of it's credit to the big line that scored, I think, the last 3 goals for them. And certainly they're people you have to mark, not for 40 minutes or 45 minutes, but for the entire game. And it did get away at the end. And so again, I give them credit. But it's something we've got to make sure we're just a little better at.
But you mentioned things getting a little different in the third from the way they were in the second. How do you see the game changing after the second period going into the third?
I don't know if it was 1 or if it was 2, but we did get a couple penalties, I think, and we did in the second. We killed them off. Maybe got a little momentum getting that goal too. But again, you've got to stop that. And that being said, we're still in a pretty good position, and we turn a puck over in the middle of the rink where I don't think there was anything to think offensively, and we were thinking that way when it should have been just simply snap it in the zone. Let's put some more pressure on them and, get the goalie out with a minute or 2 left, see if he can tie it or maybe get a goal right before that. But, I think sometimes penalties can be momentum things, and again, they're big players capitalized, which I give them some credit, but, they might have made at least one real nice initial rush. We might also, got beat or turned a puck over where you don't want to do that. Make it hard for people to get up the ice, make them have to travel and beat you or cycle you in the zone.
Coach, Jesse DeVito left the game for a little bit. Seems to be a wrist injury. Do you have any update on that injury?
Yeah, I think she's in pretty good order. She was back on the bench and ready to play, and was just out for what I'm guessing might have been something more of a stinger. One of those things that, however you get hit, wherever you get hit, it bothers you for a couple minutes, but thankfully it may not have been serious.
Can you talk a little more about your thoughts on Kate Stewart's performance today?
Yeah, Kate was real sharp today, I thought, and very solid, and it's kind of frustrating because we've gotten fantastic goaltending here the last 3 or 4 games, and at the end, a game over here at Northeastern, up at Holy Cross on Friday, and back here today, if you look at the score sheet, like, okay, average goaltending. Well, we gave up a few too many shots, but we gave up these goals all inside the last 6-7 minutes of the game. And maybe it's a little mental, maybe we're getting tired, but we just have to be better. They put 60 on the clock, and we need to play 60, not 53 or 52. And we'll look at it. Tonight I think it was slightly different than the other 2 games where we were lack of responsibility as far as covering people around net. But today it was initial rush plays. The drop pass, I think, over to Bloomers, who made a beautiful upper left-hand corner shot, and then Del Rivera's goal was picked a short side corner. That was beautiful. I had a good line on that, and there was very little, if anything, there. And of course, she snuck it in. And the other one was off the bottom post. That was a great job. So that's where their skill helped. But again, it was initial rushes, and again, we've got to somehow play 60 instead of 53.
Coach, what do you say to your players after this game to bounce back, especially having made it to the Beanpot Championship over the past 3 years?
I mean, you have to kick the can in frustration and say, look, at this one's over. Sorry, we didn't get the Beanpot. I feel bad for you seniors. I feel bad for everybody else. But the one thing I was focusing on was making sure that at the end of a game like this, you're sticking together, and particularly when it's 3-1, or even when it was 4-1 and you still had a few more minutes left. I said, I don't want to hear any negativity. We got to stick together tonight. We've got to stick together as we go forward, because there's other championships to play for later in the year, and I want them to be focused there. I told them I still saw some things that I liked out there. Call me crazy, but I see positives, and that's how I coach. That's how I want to be, because I want them to be even a little more relaxed the next time. But we do have to point some things out that, have crept up in these 3 or 4 games late in the game, unfortunately.
One more.
Coach, you talked about a little bit there, like seeing some positives. I'm just wondering, what are some things from this game that you guys can build off of as a group?
Yeah, I think the fact that we got ourselves grounded in the second period against a good team, and we were, putting ourselves in position. And I'll go back to what I've said, about the last 3 games. We had ourselves in real good positions against, this team, Northeastern, and between Holy Cross on the road, and yet it evaporated as far as defense and preventing them from scoring. And those are things that if you can put yourself in position in this game, good things can happen. Thank you.